Hey everyone, it's Maddie. I'm here with another video. This is an emotional video for me to film because it is a really touchy subject. But yeah, I hope you like it. So this is about me losing my friend. I was 2 years old and then we got this puppy, Abby. She was a golden retriever and she was the most beautiful little thing. I don't remember her at that age, sadly, because I would have loved to known her at that age. But as I said, I was 2 and we got her when she was a puppy. And so I don't even know where to start. We pretty much just grew really close, and like my mum would say, Maddie, don't put the dog on the bed, and she would hear like shuffling around in my room and Abby would be on the bed with me. Yeah, she was just the best. She went through quite a bit, like when we lost all our grandparents, she was just there and she was just the most awesome dog. She was beautiful. So when you needed someone or something to just be there with you, I feel like I need someone there with me when I'm going through a hard time, just because it gets you through it, and you know, hard times suck, and yeah. So she lived an amazing life. Like, there was so many memories. I will add videos and everything so you can see, but she was just an amazing part of our lives. We found out about July 2016, I'm pretty sure, that she had lumps forming in her back and belly, and golden retrievers are bound to get cancer, and it's terrible. It's so sad. So we found that out and we were devastated. We didn't know what to do, so we went to the vet and they said, well, she probably will have years to live or she might pass away tomorrow. She was 12 at this time, so she was quite old. So yeah, we pretty much took her home, and the sad thing is my mum and sister were going to go on a 1-week cruise. So we lived in central Queensland and they had to travel 7 hours to get to the cruise terminal. My mum and sister, they didn't want to leave because if something happened, it would just be really sad, and they wanted to say goodbye. So they were going to put the trip off for a bit, and we're like, no, just go. If something happens, we'll call, but just say your goodbyes now and everything will be fine. So they said their goodbyes. It was really emotional just seeing my mum and sister just hugging her and, you know, saying they love her, and it was just really emotional. Dad, me, and my brother looked after her. Like, we slept with her at night. Like, my brother and I would keep her inside and sleep with her. And you know, she was really good. Like, her energy picked up really fast, and it was really strange. Like, she was acting like a normal dog, because when she had cancer, you know, she could hardly walk, and it was so hard to see because she's such an energetic dog. So when we found out, she was really weak, but then when mum and my sister went away for their cruise, she just picked up, and it was like, whoa, what is happening with you? So that was really good. That made us all feel really happy. So she was all good, and I will explain this little story because it's just amazing how caring she was. Every time my family has a disagreement and we raise our voices, she kind of got really worried and would go up to Dad and like nuzzle him and everything, and like she just cared about us, and she just didn't like us when we were fighting, so she would kind of like make everyone laugh. And yeah, I will insert some videos, but she was precious. And my dad and I, when my mum and sister were away on their cruise, Dad and I had a little bit of a fight, and I was in my room crying. I don't know what the fight was about, but it made me cry. And at night she would kind of, you know, die down and be more chill. I knew she was in pain, and we all knew she was in pain because she just wasn't herself. When I was crying, I heard little taps, and she came to see if I was okay. So she walked from the other end of the house to see if I was okay, and I just started bawling my eyes out, and I just ran up to her and hugged her. I'm getting emotional now. So when it was time for my sister and mum to get home, and they walked in the door, and she got up and she collapsed, and Dad and I looked at each other like, what the heck? Like, she was doing fine, and Mum just ran to her and was like, what's wrong? And she was so weak, like she was just a dead weight, and she tried to move her head and she just couldn't, and it was just so sad. So we were all crying, and we called the vet, and they said, okay, you know, she's in pain. If you don't want her in pain, it is time to do it. And we all decided to put her down. So the vet said, bring her in half an hour and we will, you know, put her down. So we said our goodbyes. It was the worst half hour of my life. Like, just crying and saying goodbye. And I know people will probably watch this and relate, and I know some people will watch this and go, why are you crying about a dog? But no one will understand. No one except my family will understand the type of dog she was, and no one will understand the impact she had on our lives. Like, she taught me to be patient, to be kind, just to always be kind, and she was just the best. Just saying goodbye to your best friend was just, it's the hardest thing ever, and I don't wish it upon anyone. So we said our goodbyes, and we had to lift her up in the car boot, and she growled at Mum because she was in pain, and yeah, she never growled at Mum. Anyway, we said our goodbyes again, and I remember just grabbing her and just hugging her and saying, I love you, goodbye. And it sucked so much. So I remember staying home with my brother and my sister's friend. I just remember the car driving away, and I just wanted to run after it and say, no, you're not leaving. Like, God, you're not taking her. I remember sitting out the backyard, and there was the most precious sunset. It was amazing. I've never seen a sunset like that before. It was beautiful. It just had every single colour. It was just beautiful, and I knew she was gone. I remember having so many emotions, like angry, sad, happy in a little way that she's not in pain. Like, I just didn't know what to feel. So then we just sat around and had like nibbles and just talked about her life. And I have never been through such a hard time saying goodbye to my best friend. Like, we had her since I was 2. Like, she was my best friend. It's been 2 years. In August, it will be 2 years since she's passed away. And to make it worse, she died 2 days before her 12th birthday. Yeah, 12th birthday. She was nearly 12. Life sometimes sucks, but, you know, you can't all live forever. It was just hard saying goodbye to something so amazing in your life. So I will insert some clips at the end of this and show you what type of dog she was. And yeah, I love and miss you, pups.
There was only you and me. We were young and wild and free. And now nothing can take keep me coming back for more.
And baby, you're all that I want. When you're lying here in my arms, I'm finding it hard to believe we're in heaven. And love is all that I need, and I found it there in your heart. It isn't too hard to see we're in heaven.